Take that flag off your shoulder, Captain. You're not here to represent a nation, you're here to testify. The room went still. You could hear the shuffle of papers stop, the squeak of a chair, even the soft gasp of a mother holding her breath. All eyes turned to the man on the stand, Captain Elias Monroe. 37 years old. Battle-tested. Soft-spoken. A man who carried his silence like a shield. He didn't flinch. Didn't even blink. He stood in full dress uniform, the kind you don't wear unless it means something. On his right shoulder, stitched in bold color, was the American flag patch. It wasn't shiny. It wasn't new. It was faded from time and sun and sand. But it burned like truth. The judge, silver-haired and iron-voiced, looked down over her glasses. Her tone was razor-sharp. This is a court of law, Captain. We do not allow symbols that may sway the jury. Remove it. Elias didn't speak right away. He let the silence do what it needed to do, stretch across the room like tension on a wire. Then, calmly, he answered, "Ma'am, with respect, this patch isn't a symbol. It's a story. It's names I'll never forget. It's friends I buried. It's the reason I wake up every morning and ask myself if I did enough." He looked around, slowly. At the people. At the young private sitting near the defense table, a kid no older than 22, his face pale, his hands trembling. That boy had refused to follow an order overseas. An order that would have sent bullets into a civilian vehicle, a vehicle carrying an Afghan family. He disobeyed. And now, he was on trial. Elias had come not to save him, but to remind the court, and the country, that conscience has a cost, too. The judge didn't blink. "If you do not comply," she said coldly, "you will be held in contempt." In the gallery, the private's wife sat with a sleeping baby in her arms. She clutched the child tighter, as if that baby's future depended on the next few seconds. Elias turned back to the bench. His voice softened, but never wavered. "I won't remove the flag. And if that means I don't get to speak, then let that be written down, too. Because if we're silencing men for remembering who they served with, and why, then maybe this courtroom is already guilty." The words hung in the air like smoke. No one breathed. And then, before the judge could speak, the courtroom doors burst open. It wasn't dramatic. It was decisive. A man entered, tall, composed, dressed in a sharp gray suit with a seal stamped on his lapel. Pentagon. Behind him, 2 government agents followed in silence. The air shifted. Like a storm had walked in and shut the door behind it. The man didn't ask permission. He walked straight to the bailiff and handed over a sealed envelope. The judge raised an eyebrow, unfolding the document. As she read, her expression changed. From stern to stunned. From unshaken to pale. The man turned and spoke clearly to the room. "In accordance with Executive Order 1417, all restrictions on symbolic military representation and defense testimony are hereby suspended. Captain Monroe's uniform and the flag on his shoulder are protected under federal provision. He will remain on the stand. And he will speak." It was as if the room inhaled all at once. Chairs creaked as people shifted. A quiet ripple of awe swept through the gallery. The judge cleared her throat. Her voice tried to remain strong. But it cracked, just slightly. "This court will comply." Elias gave no reaction. He didn't gloat. He didn't smile. He simply bowed his head once. Because to him, this wasn't a victory. It was a necessity. And now, he could finally speak.